Relay bolt and the paranoia left over here. Persia spots one, pushes them back. That's one turn taken over, but still no relay bolt. You heard two weapons. Talon has to be very wary of their spacing right now. Relay bolt goes out, but Gravnet just to counteract.
Governor smoke as well. They continue to push out. Danby comes back in, but Governor for the trade.
Governor getting ahead was so big there, and then the coverage as well. Governor not being left on an island way out front. I love the proactivity from Talon so far. And now Premi, he's going to trip the wall well ahead of time so his team can flood in. The confidence right now from Premi to just pick these fights. I mean, you only have 30 seconds, so Premi kind of has to survive, but that's not a problem for Premi. He's just going to win out that 1v1 against Margaret.
That is truly confident. He's sitting on smokes, but he's not even using them. Not needed. And Ben comes back in for that refill back into his backside as well. Now the final one, Francis, footsteps completely heard. A simple tap from Ben will do the trick.
Nice and clean. Ult maxing just yet in terms of the orbs, plants, anything like that, but we'll see if that changes on this round. Talon would love to try to get up the ult economy, and Persia gonna win out on that stun fight, and Francis, he's gonna find an opening as well. Persia just drop shots onto Governor, and Nongshim just like that answers right back. Spike stranded over by Rubble, and Premi all alone.
Quick with the little adjustments, and that's gonna be that. I mean, Premi
gonna pinch in, but I would love for Margaret to just kind of wait, right? And you can still jiggle back and forth with three members here on Rubble. All right, there's the stun as well. They know it hit, and that's the setup for Margaret. Nice patience coming in. Hey, let's take the bet, because I don't want to risk potentially getting caught out here. Just runs away with the time. Margaret now with the early shot, taking down Ban. I mean, you don't even have passive info Sentinel, but that's your Sentinel gone nonetheless. Lots of info against Persia, but Domby already here for the trade, and Talon not feeling too confident. They're coming out one by one through the smoke and just getting run down by the duo of Nongshim.
So simple, so clean and effective. Once again, that Rubble control. I mean, they kind of broke that apart earlier on.
It's the same setup. You still got the relay bolt. You still got the paranoia. How do they want to do this? This time, Governor tries to get ahead. That worked last time, and it works this time. He's going to sit way far ahead in the smoke. Persia still good for drop shots. What is that? 3 now in this map. But eventually, Talon wins out on the Rubble area.
And with that trade, possibly a little bit more timing and pacing to get further into the A side. But just as they were about to do that, the Astra comes up with the smoke. Ivy now already back in position to hold off A. Still, though, they go through Baby Door. It's only just Francis here with the judge. Might be able to spot out Ben, and he does cut him down at the torso, but the spike will go down from Cruz.
Yeah, this actually gives a nice chance for Nongshim because they've got us around. So Talon has to push out together on one side, eliminate a member of Nongshim. That's the idea right now from Talon, both hiding in a crossfire. No, doubled up in the smoke. Timing against the Astra. Perfectly read from Premi. And as soon as you hear the star go up, now they know the location of Margaret. Premi on for 3, looking for the 4K. Low health, but he still peeks out, and he will secure his own kills.
Get out, man. It's just Premi.
If ever even finds out that information, because you got to get close enough to hear it.
No, not yet, but then the execute comes in, so it's going to be paint shells, nightfall, everything from Governor, where he gets the showstopper in towards Ivy, but still traded off, in fact.
Yeah, the Razor Vines keeping them at bay, and Talon thinks that that's enough of a fake. A bit of too much faith in their own movements, and Domby pushes forward on the pinch. Getting a bit lackadaisical in a crucial moment by Talon, and they will fall once again by the Rubble.
Nongshim just so ready. Down to it, just Cruz, Spike stranded. He might have, gotten into C, but at this point, it's going to have to be a save, 1-on-4. Back in, and it's another Rubble fight once again, but this time a little bit of close smoke, but no!
Oh, it's huge Gravnet! Just keeps them all lined up. Okay, we see a couple snappy shots from Francis, but Premi's still able to at least scout out. Doesn't look like he's going to get a chance. Ivy's not going to give that timer to that. Premi ultimate not dead yet, but soon to be. But he has cleared a lot of space and time to make this a 2v2.
Bit of an opportunity for Talon for sure. So Spike down, be able to hold it from tree, but you do have Margaret who's starting to creep in from the back.
Sonic sensor, you can double up. You have the annihilation at some point to just buy time as well. If you're not seeing anyone come up. Oh, the smoke, and now it's a pinch. Talon, they're stuck in the smoke. They've actually just been baited right into the trap. Nongshim wanted this. Nobody watching for it. Ban, he's trying to peek out. He doesn't catch any sight. The annihilation, not going to go through. It's going to actually land on the other side, and the lineup not quite happening. Ban just checking to be sure that the cocoon is coming on its way. Thankful that he can stay alive, but he is going to have to take a much backward position. So right now, relying on that arc throws as that extra layer of delay, and Domby looks like it's just spammed through the smoke.
Actually found him. Unlucky, but still, now Francis gets to push up front towards B, finds Jit Boys on an isolated duel. This does not look too good for Talon in the round.
Yeah, they knew they had him pinched down, right? The door opens, they don't see him, but he was already in B main, so where's he gotta be? Governor's ready to pick that one up, but do they expect Domby to be on that left corner? Nongshim constantly being ready. Another crossfire set up on the C side as well. Margaret's low, but there's 2 members close. Ivy now going a bit further out. You know that the double blast packs are available, and you know that the pain shell is available as well from Governor. So Nongshim's just giving that space.
Down to the execute. They're gonna have to time it really well though. There's the graph net, but oh, look, it's just Ivy able to get in with a micro flicks. 2 kills down, and it's just bad. Onto the other side, hit by the relay bolt. At least having the 4 score right now, it's not the worst thing in the world. Sheer wall outside of B. Here comes Francis. Unfortunately falls, and that's the B side opened up for the 2 players. Demi tries to reaggress, but shut down by Jit Boys.
Yeah, Jit Boys was so ready for that. Just sidesteps that relay bolt as well. Finally, some great space taken. They understood. Oh, a nice catch from Ban as well. So Talon understands that it's always been Francis holding solo on B unless it's a trap play. They recognize Ivy coming through with a nice jiggle peek. But, I mean, 4v2, surely Talon doesn't lose out on this one. So even though Nongshim has a couple of those ultimates still left on the remaining members, it's just going to be a save.
Yeah, numbers a little bit overwhelming. Good little pressure smoke coming out from Primi as well. A little bit deeper than before, so Nongshim not quite able to come back in, but they will still try to get towards the angle around stairs, but unfortunate for them, it's a bit of a trade.
Perfect bait and switch here from Nongshim, recognizing the threat that's coming through. Governor will do what he can up front. He will secure the site, and so that should lead to the spike being planted, but Nongshim's already here. 3 members arrived.
Yeah, did play it safe, but he wanted to come back in to just maybe try to hold the site a little second longer for the rest of his team. Unfortunately goes down, but here comes Danby in with the overdrive. Gets down 2! Now he's going back in the tree. Spotted out the shorty. He's forcing the bullets away. Now coming back in, but oh, Jit Boy switches back to the primary weapon. Now down to Francis for the trade. Primi coming back in on his own as well, but Ivy sticking onto the spike. Gets up and halfway! And there's the burst! Oh, heck yeah. I mean, these guys deserve an award for how strong their mental is, but right now, just sliding into the C site, unfortunately hit by the right click of Jit Boys.
Yeah, that's also a very classic Nongshim thing to do.
Danby.
Is Domby just going a little too far out, a little too much on his own. And Talon, I mean, you saw the same thing. They back away, they just make sure it's 2v1, and now we'll see if the retake can happen 5v4, but Nongshim now recognizing, yeah, they don't have the numbers, so they'll try to extend their reach. It is planted for them even from backside.
It is all 4, though. I feel as though this is a little bit risky.
I don't mind it, because even if you get spotted, it's hard to expect that it's going to be all 4. Now, of course, now the site is all clear, so Talon should know very well where they're at. Oh my goodness, that is a huge spot, and Persia just jumps through all of it.
Uh-oh. And it's going to be their barrier match that kind of undoes them a little bit. Ivy still spamming through, though. Primi coming back in just to trade off, and he gets the final
Advantage.
Now this is up to Governor. He's got the Outlaw, has to land a shot. Will take down Domby.
That's a very big one. Only 30 seconds left, but look at the map. You've already, if you're Talon, Jit Boys already had control of Mount. You need it to stay alive there. But bot time for Governor to come through. Primi has now arrived on the site. They are trying to hold on. Primi all alone. 1v3 on the site so far. Jit Boys trying to run his way over with a sheriff in hand. Spike getting planted. Primi waiting. Oh, Jit Boys is getting rushed. He thinks he has a timing. All down to Primi. Good for 1. Nongshim, they might have to close the gap a little bit if they want to play together. Timing not quite on their side, getting ready for the gravity well first. So Talon's gonna take, Primi's gonna take this chance. Try to isolate 1 member first. Can he get the shot? 1 HP. The armor will regen eventually, but I don't think that's gonna be enough. Escapes from the gravity well, door gets open. He's not sure if it's a wraparound this way or that. He'll take his guesses, 50-50. He would love to try to get ahead, but this looks impossible! Maybe not, but Ivy will make sure that smoke set up for Domby. He's going to take an off angle, see if he can get the jump. He's ready for it. Reads Governor's mind. Sees the head of Primi as well, giving the positions, but Domby gets taken down. And Talon, they are just clean with the trades. Now they're looking, where could Ivy be for this gravity well? He gets 1 kill. Now they know the location. He needs to peek out a bit further. He needs to battle through. He needs to find the shots. And Primi just finds the right timing to answer back. Yeah, that's the weapon he wants. Now Talon, they have to hope that Ban is able to pick up a kill or 2, but he needs to put pressure from behind so the main forces can get through. They're trying to reposition. He gets 1, goes for the fast reload, wants to make sure he has 2. There's the swing out, and Ban's gonna get taken out. Meanwhile, Domby's still alive with a judge, not able to land it onto the next target. Now entering the site, 2v3. No time for any further util. No, not much util left. In fact, Cruz will go for the tap. Yeah, trying to draw them out. Persia's nice and clean with the Sheriff. Takes off Primmy's head, and Cruz all alone meets Margaret in the smoke, and Nongshim will lead once again 9-8.
Maybe slip through.
They're trying to surround that A side. Back up, almost arriving on Talon, but they still don't have clean information, but it doesn't matter if Francis lands shots like that. Sight now opened up by sheer force. Dombey sliding through, gets the duel with Primmy. Primmy's gonna win out this time. High-low set up by Governor. Primmy dropping down. They know they have to go fast. Showstopper online. Primmy uses the not dead yet, buys time for his teammates. Now down to a 2v2. Primmy has to go out for the kills. He needs to find him. Nongshim is just gonna wait it out. They don't want to give this fight, but they have to check the spike. It doesn't matter. They'll gun him down, and they'll gun down Governor too.
Just in time as well, but then the Nightfall. Annihilation from Bad too.
Yeah, Dombey kind of left alone, but the backup has to arrive. Margaret's gonna open up the shots first. Cruz goes for the trade, but there's the overdrive, and he is just running amok on that C site. Nobody able to find their targets anymore. And now Talon looking to just hold. Jitboy still just not aware if there is anyone further on the flank, but he will have to join up. 2v4. You give this up, it's map point, so Talon, they'll go for it, but it's not looking great. Hear the footsteps in water, tries to go for the swing out, finishes off the kill. Governor good for the first one. Dombey answers back. Jitboys, he knows the answer of one, but he has no idea where the rest of the other members are. Trying to peek out, gives an opportunity for the shorty. And Dombey have almost no util on Primmy as well. It was just a one singular smoke, and you've just lost Governor. I mean, you have lost so much power. This judge has to find value. He gets one, but that's just gonna be it. Persia says, all right, that site opened up, boys, let's go. Paranoia comes through, Cruz gets one. Probably comes out, you know he's on the other side of the corner. Persia, he will back out because you already have space on the B site. Nongshim is just everywhere on Lotus.
So quick and so fluid to take down B, but at least Cruz will be able to find that frag against Persia. Maybe a little bit timing to get back through blue door now, but at the same time, it's the two players from Nongshim, Francis and Ivy, trying to hold up in elevated positions. Spots
one. See where the other is. Ivy waiting for it, but now they decide they are just going to stick to it. They're trying to hide them away, and it's a 1v1, and Primmy doesn't lose those. I mean, Nongshim's seen this before, so I don't think they're going to make the same mistake. He tries to spread out the angles, but it's not going to find it. But do you expect second judge? Not quite, but they will battle through it.
Still with the numbers, able to come back into Swarm. Now it's just Cruz working alongside Primmy. Unfortunately, Cruz will be the first to fall. The next is going to be Primmy. All that's left is just Ban. At map point, he's caught nothing but a judge.
It's not looking good for Ban. He was hoping, he was waiting that there would be a turnaround, a flank, whatever it might be. He'll land the shot. He gets a weapon. 1v3. Margaret's low, so it is still doable.
Has GravNet as well.
Now Nongshim just keeping spread out, not giving him these fights, forcing him to clear every single angle. Spots the spike. He wants to clear out the obvious locations first. Finds one, finds two, but not quite the third. Francis has his teammates covered as Nongshim will rise once again on Lotus to lead the series 1-0. A double initiator or not, but for now it's just a straight up brawl here in Baths.
In with the GravNet too. Already the pickups for Talon. Ben on the other side of A short as well. They just barreled all the way through into the A site.
Now I'm just curious. Like, if Talon just played Bind all three maps, would they just beat every team in Pacific? Because they look so confident. I mean, sure, it's a pistol and you can come in with a set play and things like that, but it's already just a steamroll through the site. Cruz and Primmy very low, but that shouldn't really stop them. Obviously, Cruz far out from the site as well. There's that barrier mesh. I mean, we talk about it every time on the pistol round. It is just going to be not a mesh anymore, just a straight up barrier itself, as Nongshim finally being allowed to get back into the site.
Okay, Frenzy, maybe to launch an assault from Lamps, but he saw two players already. It's already a tough spot, tries to go for a spray transfer. Not quite the SMG or anything like that, so unfortunately falls, and Persia jumping into the smoke style. It's Governor straight into Lamps.
It's going to be a fake, and they just bait out the ult, or they wait so patiently. The spike's always been on the B side. Now TP across. You still leave a lurker as well. Primmy gonna try to find a shot, but he's distracted by the Neon running across. Now back up, just barely arriving. The shear wall does its job. You're allowed to get rid of Little Bro, and now the attack has been stopped. Spike just stranded in the middle of the site. Nongshim trying to fight to make sure they defend this round.
See, now this is maybe why you don't see the deadlock in Nongshim's current composition. That Vi is providing all that all that stall potential up around the B site. It was a good fake, it was a good plan from TALON, but unfortunately the execution got completely thwarted by Nongshim and their setup.
Yeah, it's very interesting because a big part of that deadlock for Nongshim was a lot of those kind of long-range combo plays, the lineups, things like that, as we do have Margaret kind of on a timer, on a swivel, watching their backs. Persia's already watching the jump out from Hookah. Oh, okay, Cruz gonna win that. Cruz has a chance to get all the way up close to his Nightfall, which would be a huge success even if he can't get the bonus round win. This is already so much damage done against Nongshim.
20 seconds left.
Double peek out, Cruz waits for it, and he lands the third, and that's now 1 point. And Nongshim's thinking about it. They don't really have too many options, right? They've already kind of invested to say that we are gonna push out of A. Oh, Cruz just cuts the angle. Oh, almost connects onto Do, but he does let Jip Boys know that there are more members on A.
And he's looking to use that to abuse and cut off the rotations. That's 2 kills already. In with the Bucky, unfortunately it whiffs. Jip Boys collects on the triple. And all that's left is just Ivy, the hero rifle, but the spike also going down now. Feeling that pressure, Ivy just tries to hold the angle.
Yeah, Ivy knows they got up close because he heard the footsteps, so he's gonna try to swing out. He actually gets both! Nice and calm. Suddenly making this a 1v2. The barrier mesh does make it a bit simpler for TALON. Successfully going all the way through towards Bats as well, so you always need members here. The relay boat's not gonna hit. Dumby, you need to realize that. He doesn't quite set up the fast lane. Almost gets the double nonetheless, but they will eventually get the pinch. 2 people still in showers. TALON, they know they need to fight through this if they want some space. They don't get it anymore, so it's a push out to back site, and then it's going to be an instant surround out of the map. So the 3 members of Nongshim here, just looking for the trades against each other. Pain Shills pushes him out. Persia has to walk out. He gets caught just in the last second by the Annihilation. Dombi, relay boat, does he push out? It's a timing pinch from either side, but only Ivy surviving. Maybe that's just enough. Takes down more members. It's just down to Jip Boys. Goes across the Cosmic Divide. He spots him. Ivy looking for the fight. Jip Boys, he's aware that it's a 1v2. Francis, haunt spotted at full health. Jip Boys, the timing on the peak. Francis baits him out with the tap. Jip Boys is just going to hold true. He gets the timing. Waits a sheer wall. So giving up Shower's control, Shower's value for that extra one. But the timing was so good on the poison orb, but the shots maybe not so much.
Stamby is still here and does have a get out of jail card, so trying to work around with it, avoids the Nightfall, which is a bit of value as well. Orbital Strike comes in and allows for Jip Boys to sneak through the smoke. He does find one onto Dombi, but Ivy for the trade. They get the read that it's a B hit at the end of it all, so Francis is here and ready to receive.
Yeah, he's just waiting. He dodges all the util. There's still 30 seconds, but it should be a timing peak here from Governor. Doesn't even need it. Premi's gonna land 2 headshots back to back. Then the barrier mesh, and TALON look to secure another round. It is Persia, so we'd have to wait and see. But yeah, if you have to go through the barrier mesh, he says, you know what? This isn't worth trying. I'm just gonna get picked apart. Governor's 1 away from his showstopper. We don't want to give it away for free. We have that hero rifle on Persia. That's what they want to set up for. It's the scout, and then the double peek, triple peek. It just continues. How many members are on here? TALON, it doesn't matter. They got to start to make a run towards that A site. They have to just give up the weapons.
So just starting things off with a little bit of a read, but it is Ivy isolated on the A site. He's gonna have to try to hold lamps for dear life. Spots out Cruz on a swivel, but Cruz is able to swing right back against him. Dombi fires up some shots. The rest of the team just trying to rotate on over.
Yeah, Dombi arriving just in time to make sure that at the very least he pushes them back away from the back of sight. That's going to tag 2 people, so you know 2 are trapped here. Showstopper comes out for a counter delay. Governor's just playing for time, and he'll get exactly what he gambled for.
Alright, sends it, and that's a bit of a signal for Dombi to start his assault in with the overdrive. Gets a little bit more space alongside the hunt. Spots Governor out by the other side of the lamps, but ooh! Governor able to tag and spray him down. Jit Boy still holding on the off angle, but no! In Astral Form, he gets caught by the Sheriff. Now the rest of the team continues on with their onslaught! Jumping right-click into Governor. Cruz has to hold it up from Cubby, but no! Margaret with the sprays, the spike goes off! The other time, it's gonna be Ivy up around towards maybe the backside of Spawn or Heaven. Margaret trying to kind of launch a bit of a flank through.
Ban has to get this. Ban has to get the win, and he will. That means the rest of his teammates can still watch for that ban, can still create that crossfire. It's going to be a lot of delay. There's the Thrash as well. I love it. Just the proactivity just to buy some time. You don't need to greed for the kills, because otherwise they still have to deal with all this util delay over on the spike itself. Ban good for another kill here on the flank. They're trying to go for the spray. Persia sprays down through the smoke with the Phantom. Governor, all alone, stops it at half.
Has the judge.
Timing, no, not gonna land it.
Looking to come back through, but this time close towards the B site. Nongshim with a triple swing. Margaret gets in that trade against Governor.
Yeah, it does seem like TALON is getting more and more ready for these multi-swings, but at the end of the day, it's just still too many people. Governor was clean for one. But yeah, here is that adjustment. Cruz not able to make it across, but he says, all right, come fight me. I'm stuck here with you, but it doesn't quite matter. There's Domby. He realizes it's a surround, and it's just too late. Jip Boys and Cruz will draw all the attention. They'll go deep with the stars to mask all the information, and the spike will be delivered to the A site.
Bit of a prowler from Cruz to check as well, but the spike, yes, at the end of it does go down.
That shuts down A side pretty much. For all the delay possible, you just have to hold on. The toxic screen, where is it? You're just out in the open fighting. And now Domby, relay bolt comes up fast lane. He wants to fight as he always does, but that is exactly where sometimes he will fall as he gets too close to the sun. And TALON once again shutting down any attempt at holding onto the site from Nongshim.
They're carrying forward with that steel confidence as well. I mean, TALON not really slowing down. Cruz, unfortunately, will be the one to fall, but at least they are able to hold a lot of this space and gather more information because of that ban. Able to keep himself posted up inside of elbow. Spots another play. Ooh! Does get dinked, though, and has to kind of throw down that mosh pit to buy a little bit more time and save. Orbital strike comes out from Persia to clear a little bit more space, but at the same time, a bit of a trap in. Oh, Ivy's still able to land a flick, though, but Primi comes back onto the trade. It's just Persia. Gets the shot on towards Primi and hides inside of the smoke to try to stick it through, but Jit Boys, B hops in with the Vandal. Here's that sheer wall, right? Maybe able to block them off for the time being. Steel guarding immediately procced, but here comes Ban as well. Comes in for the shot. Jit Boys from the back!
The trades were so good. Baits out the ultimate, potentially being out the sheer wall. Governor immediately takes a U-turn, and the long-range guns from back aren't quite hit by the steel guard, but Francis, nice and clean with it. Domby extends, resets the fight. There's the relay bolt, but Governor's ready for it. He's had that judge. He was waiting to serve Domby a bit of his own medicine.
How you like them apples? Francis and Margaret now. One from the front, one from the back. But still nonetheless noted by TALON. Goes in for a bit of a burst to buy the attention away for Francis to maybe creep up front, but at the same time, Cruz so ready to turn around. Meanwhile, Margaret has so many more targets. Goes in for the 90-degree flick, but then comes Primi right from underneath heaven.
TALON is just a complete surround. All they want is one, and they'll get it for free. Primi, still good for it. Okay, the Baramish goes up, so he's still going to buy a lot of time. Now, are they wary of Margaret? It looks like it. Not sure if they heard, not sure if they saw, or if it's just a re-clear, but it's going to be a great wide swing, that's for sure. And now TALON leading in numbers 4-2. Nongshim, they're just going to split up. They're going to take the 1v1s. TALON, they were waiting to group up as 3, but that has spent a lot of time, a lot of space for them to have to re-clear. Ivy going to work on that delay. He can use that on a timing, and that's going to start to pressure Nongshim or TALON quite a bit on this retake. So Cruz creeping in. He should find Persia. Yeah, they just had their backs against each other. And now he turns around, and that should be the call. Ivy now stuck on the site. The Han finds him. Governor lands the shot. He just needs to wait. It is a bit of a tricky angle. He has to make sure he lands the timing, and he'll just get the shots right onto Margaret. The sonic sensor doing its job.
Nongshim gets on the site, but not quite safe enough to really stick it through. They're going to try to do it inside of the 2, but okay, Domby takes out Ban. Might have a big pick up 2. Ivy with the Guardian shots back in towards elbow, though. That does even out the odds a little.
Persia resets. You've already closed off the other side with the judge. Ivy, he needs to win these fights. He's waiting for the double swing out, but it's okay. Domby gets it on the other side. Domby's going for the swing! To Nongshim's setup. Oh, Ban, just not assuming that anyone could have actually just crept through off of that haunt. And then Margaret just answers back as well. So Nongshim knowing very well that TALON is going to kind of work as an elastic band. You get a reaction from one side, there's going to be movement on the other, and Nongshim just waits and holds true. If it's not util, it's going to be contact, and TALON pays for it.
Nongshim are just so steady to be able to find these one-on-ones at the same time as well, right? I mean, it's just Margaret on his own, but cold and isolated enough that he's able to find the one-on-one now back into it with the numbers. They can then retrieve information, and that's what the Prowler was for from Francis. Susses out that maybe not too much around the A site. They come in
with his life, so he'll be safe for the time being. Meanwhile, they just wait for the smoke to drop, and TALON, it's a firing squad waiting for Nongshim. They finally get what they want. The grab net keeps him at bay. They should hear that. The pin getting pulled out. There's the Prowler just to be safe, but that gives him too much time. Francis stays alive and takes them all out.
How? He was not meant to do that. He was hit by the grab net, the grab well coming in on the other side, but he's still just spraying and bursting through with that Phantom. Down to just Governor. If he gets one kill, he gets a showstopper. Maybe an opportunity there, but you've got to find so much.
Razor Vines activated. Governor just has to skirt all the way around. They even have Margaret watching the back, so Ivy, he's going to be laser focused on this angle. It's a timing between the two, and he finds Governor first on the peak as Nongshim
coming out from Cruz.
Yeah, just one tag, so that's going to be the full chase from Thrash. Lamps pushed all the way through, but the Razorvine prevents a follow-up from Talon. There's a fast lane coming back up as well to deny information. Mask, if anyone's, refilled the site. Now Governor jumping through, Showstopper online. Nongshim will just wait for it. They still haven't heard the spike being tapped. Eventually gets Dombi from close range. You've now taken over the site, but can you survive the Yuto? They can't quite knock away the Molly. Half done by Wingman. Persia gets taken out. Francis deleted from Showers. One more for Cruz, and it all comes down to Margaret, but he just doesn't have the vision, and the defuse comes through for the Molly, just really making sure nobody can actually come through on the pin. Right now, Nongshim just making it so hard for Talon to find any entry, whether it's from above or in front, but Primi starts to break through the line. Chip Boys joins him, so does Ban. The pit goes down, and it's just a clear field, and Dombi gets taken out by Primi. He's just watching that one angle. Cruz has his back. He saw the ears of Vice, waiting for an opportunity, and Cruz, it's just too many members. The fake out works completely. Governor trapped now in the back of sight. Shorty v Shorty. He decides to not run away. His decision, it will not be, as Margaret guns him down.
He fired off one shot, but as soon as he started feeling a little bit more, and as soon as he missed that one shot, he knew he had to try to get away, but the blast pack just going a little bit faster this time. Nightfall at the same time as well to push any potential onlookers away, but Primi inside the lamps not quite hit by anything until Dombi slides in though. It's just Governor on the back side now, and Dombi comes in just as aggressively.
Governor thought he could hold on. He wasn't tapped by the Nightfall. He tried to reposition. He thought he had an angle, but Dombi is simply just too fast for these players. I mean, Primi, he wanted the fight. He tried to line himself up against that slide, but Dombi gets right under it, and he's able to take out the entire site. It's going to be Orbital Strike on Lamps this time, just allows Dombi to try to pinch onto Showers if necessary. Dombi gets slowed down by the Dizzy. There's a TP that comes through, but the Nongshim team, they are already on site. Francis, he's going to gun down at least one, but he catches sight of two more members. Spike already planted. Ivy, waiting in Bass, gets taken down. Talon, they might have an opening to finally try to close this map. Cruz finds Persia, not looking. Nightfall used. Talon just need the one Cosmic Divide. They're not close by the short side, and it's just going to be a swing out, and Primi will make sure that Talon has one more map in him.
Closing out the second map, 13-10.
They now can't go for the immediate flood. Ban has to watch for the flank, and that keeps him tied up. Dombi making it sound like he's escaped, and that's just going to be the bait for Ban. But Primi already now pushing through from the side. The defuse is going through. Can they make sure they block it with the Yuto for the time being? There's the fault line support. Primi will escape just in time. Dombi lands one at long range, and he's trying to fight the swing around. 24 HP, but Primi wins out, and eventually Persia, can he get here on time? Not quite. The defuse goes through.
Beans.
Yeah, it just lands right there in the corner, all the way across the map, and that's going to pull one member away. Dombi now has to fight for his life on this side. It's not going to work out. They're already all there. I mean, you might have some utility, but I don't think it's going to be enough. You have the fault line. trying to get them off of it. Keeps him at bait. He lands the shot from long range. That gives Margaret time to swing around over to Heaven. They're still fighting for their life. They have to get through. They have to get the spam. But Jit Boys, oh! The shot comes through from Persia, and that is just in time.
Similar to that rubber band from before, if there's a bit of pressure somewhere, Talon's going to start pushing somewhere else, and that's what Margaret's looking for, but inside the cage, a little bit too clear for Ban. He gets the spam through.
Man just has the spidey senses when he's watching across from screens. We saw that against GE as well. No, a lot of utility use. Donby tries to answer back. That's a good relay bolt. Only good for 1 kill though. Premi gets traded out by Francis. He's good for 2 kills. Jit Boys with the transfer shuts down the main forces, and Talon will lead 3. And from Cruz, the IGL. Stealth drone gets sprayed down, but this hides Governor on the side. Yep, there it is, and now the crossfire begins. Margaret and Donby down. That's going to be the tip of the spear, but also the flanks just completely erased from Nongshim.
Oh, and Primi out for another angle hold as well, up against Francis, down. The spike stranded, and it's just Ivy to try to slip on through inside screens. Unfortunately, Persia falls.
Yeah, and the guiding light checks as well, so Talon this time just reading the entire setup of Nongshim. I mean, that guiding light checking if there was a pass through, so he's just gonna hold. See if Donby tries to get curious. Oh, and Donby finds him right at the edge of the smoke, guns him down with the stinger. GravNet does catch him. Does the Berry Mesh trap him? I don't quite know, but the relay bolt will keep Primi trapped away, and Donby in your face, and that's a triple kill for the Stinger, now traded for the Vandal, even picked up the spike. He is all over this A site.
Deep smoke from Jit Boys, from Persia to hold off back towards screens as well. Showstopper from Governor tries to try to retake space though. Paint shells to clear out elbow, but Donby pushes out against him. Governor trades, and down to Margaret alongside Persia, just Governor with low HP.
And the cam makes sure that he's trapped up, so they know that he should still be stuck somewhere over on screens. The cam will keep an eye on him. And there it is, smile for the camera, Governor. The street take's not looking good. Down to 30 HP, Margaret picks up the kill. They'll be happy to leave that area of the map open as they'll have that passive information.
Well, at least right now, Talon going back to try to hold out around ramps, especially with Governor right around the sides. The GravNet to swing out though, but ooh, not quite able to find the peak against Nongshim. Instead, Nongshim holds, and because of that kill, now the site is opened up. Armageddon to hold off further space as well, just to secure the spike plant.
I don't mind this Armageddon. They're playing it very safe. Obviously, it doesn't provide much more value, but you had 0. Rolling Thunder, they will empty the site. It's an immediate flood all the way back in. They're all already outside, ready to pop out of Rafters. Ban already on the site. He's not going to be able to get it, but Cruz good for the trade. Governor guns down Donby. That's the overdrive gone. Still a trade even, but Margaret with the drop down. Governor swivels on a dime. Ivy all alone, 1v2. Still no information about Jit Boys, and he will arrive in time to secure the round.
And because of that 1 kill now, Nongshim gets to flood and rush in towards the A site. Jit Boys, though, will be able to try to hold inside of the Nebula. Alongside the Annihilation, he swings the 2nd kill out. Ban with, Primi with immediate assistance. Now Governor inside of sewers, tries to get ahead, but unfortunately shot down by Ivy. So a 2-on-3 scenario for Nongshim.
You have that cosmic divide, but this seems very impossible. Talon, meanwhile, they want to keep the lead. Seeker's going to be used. Both of them coming from this A side. Both of them coming from A main.
Margaret a little bit caught outside of ramps. 3 players looking to try and spam him down. Oh, just for 1 second, the cage goes off and they spotted him.
Yeah, no way to get out of that one, but that's good util investment because now you can keep your eye set onto that B site. You've got some tripwires just for delay, just to see information on the setups in the post plant, but they will slowly get cleared out one by one. You still have control of Valley, you still have control of Heaven, so it's not a bad shot for Talon as they look at a 5v4 retake, but a nice first shot from Francis is going to even things up.
Cosmic Divine right there to block off Garage, but still trying to keep them pinched down around the pillars. Nongshim will continue to fight. Unfortunately, though, Ivy falls, and it's just Persia, who has been noted, tries to swing out around it, but 2 targets, a little bit staggered in their positions, and they're able.
He notices that it's the Sky, getting that information. Stealth drone, Donby holding close, but immediately Governor says, get the heck out of here, and he will shut down the Neon. No entry for you.
So good so far. Talon has been able to meet Nongshim every step of the way. Now, possibly with the paint shells as well, to continue to fend them off and hold. He holds such a tight angle up around the edge of Rafters. while the rest of the team here to ready and play around it as well. Cosmic Divide comes up, and that's the signal for Governor going for a quick peek. Takes out at least one. Margaret down to low HP. Jitboy's onto the other side, flicks the angle up towards Heaven, and continues to hold outside of Garage. That's Persia down. All that's left, Francis out from Hell, trying to find a bit more spacing, but tied and stunned up.
Nice and early just to clear out space, but this time they'll make sure they secure it. Up through Heaven, it's a crossfire. Governor, he's caught out. He just wanted to wait to see if Domby would repeat, but that is going to be a surround here. Primi needs to win that. He's going to hold on to Heaven. That'll keep Nongshim locked up just a bit. Allows for his teammates to re-enter. Everyone is tagged up. They still don't expect Domby to remain there. And now it's Ivy. It's just a ping pong back and forth, the bait and switch. Domby swings out again. Primi's ready for it.
Alongside the dog, Ivy holds really far back just to keep them a little bit interested or create enough pressure that they're going to keep thinking about that towards the back of their minds. Meanwhile, the rest of the team from Nongshim to hold around the site, screens, as well as the back of Elbow.
Ivy wasn't spotted by that guiding light, so there's a timing here for him to strike back. It's a nice crossfire for now on the site between Francis and Persia. Francis not able to win it, but there's the fault line. The annihilation to keep him at bay. It does land, so Ban, in a 1v1, you just need to win this fight! But Persia... See if it's going to be successful. Smoke comes out, but he is not going to stop. He jumps all the way through and lands a headshot onto Persia. That opens things up for Talon immediately. It's a quick turnaround from Heaven. There's a good tag, and Domby jumps down, but Primi's ready for it. Trade from Francis, but Spike's still down, and Ban still hidden in the middle of the map.
I think he hopped over, so he was kind of hurt out by Francis, and there it is. A shot from the flank, picks up the ghost, and maybe a slight opportunity for Nongshim to find a retake. Now, all the way through the back of Garage, actually.
Yeah, just banking on the fact that there is nobody in Garage. He'll have to quickly clear it. The flash just to keep their attention tied up. Jitboy's found. There's the stun. Pushes him away. Don't think he was hit, and Jitboy's is ready for it. That's a swivel 180. Ivy now pushing forward. Has to find the 1v1s, but this is one of the worst angles for it. And Jitboy's with a triple.
Dog doesn't find anything much outside of Mail.
Persia, he's waiting for them to try to creep in, maybe with just contact. There's the gravity well, but Governor's already passed it. Finds one, finds two with the Guardian. A 180 opens things up for Primi.
Oh my God. And that's the site now. Possibly Spike planted as well. Baramash instantly to block things off. Spike picked up, or at least able to just get that plant in while Cruz holds back site. Look at Francis from Heaven.
Sonic Sensor heard close. So Margaret quite well aware of it. Primi finds sight of Francis. They each know the position of one. Cruz still holding all the way back, trying to get a little bit of a heal onto Primi. Margaret finds this opening, but there's the Sonic Sensor. He's caught in the trap. Francis with a headshot. He still knows that Primi behind that pillar. Low health, salvos to push him out. Wants him to come into the fight, and oh no! Domby, good for two, just taps him right out. There's Yarmageddon. That pushes him way out of the entire zone. Spike now dropped.
I have retrieved the spike.
Quick off the timeouts, finding a bit of a pinch against Talon with their supposed execute, but right now, Jitboys finding the shot through mid as well. 2 on 4 with the spike picked up. A quick race towards the B site. Is it enough though? Truly, it's going to take quite a bit of time for Ben to reach his destination.
Yeah, Domby's well aware of it. Jitboys just has to go out. He has to get kills. He has to get more space, and he needs to win this fight, but it's just not going to be enough. Ivy's way ahead of it. Jitboys does not expect him to already be at that angle. The salvos will keep them at bay. Now they know for sure because they have vision of ramp as well, and Nongshim will get that shutdown. I'm a little surprised that Francis was holding close, just trying to go for that off angle, but it's multiple people here. Domby, good for one, but it's an immediate trade. There's the annihilation that eliminates the members. Nongshim, this isn't the fight you thought you wanted, and now a pinch on towards that B site. They're setting up the barrier mesh. Persia, he just needs to hide away. He's been spotted! He's been spotted right there between the smokes. He's holding on with the judge. They want to find him. There's the hops through and the trade for Primi. And Talon looking to try to finish this match just one step closer.
Eagle-eyed.
Margaret still alive. Calls for the Cosmic Divide. Talon they just want to get to match point. They don't want to risk anything. Would that Singer buy? I will say that this is a worthy investment. If it secures that match point, keeps you 7 rounds ahead. 7 chances is quite a bit. There's the Sonic Sensor. They know about it, and there's the Gravity Well. Jitboys. They don't like the hits that have been coming onto that B side. They rely on their firepower, but now was not the time. He's passed the salvos, a rocket of his own in hand, and B side opened up. Domby is close, but you gotta respect the showstopper. Just gets blasted close range. Make sure no one's right around the corner. There's the barrier mesh. It spots Domby as well, so you know the backup has arrived. And look at Ban's position, holding all the way far back. Talon feeling so safe in this post plant. All angles covered. Sonic sensors still alive. Stealth drone, it does get popped. We'll get one ping, but there's the grab net. Domby slowed down. He's stuck on it. He wants to get away, but he gets taken down.